In 2010, you had $100. That's it. No insider knowledge, no Wall Street degree, no crypto Twitter account screaming, "to the moon." Just $100 sitting in your bank account. So what would you have done? Buy gold? Buy Bitcoin? Leave it in savings? Maybe spend it on something unforgettable, like an iPod Shuffle and Taco Bell? Here's the crazy part. That tiny decision in 2010 would eventually become one of the biggest financial what-ifs in modern history. Because while most people were busy trusting banks, inflation quietly started eating their money alive, and almost nobody noticed. Today, we're breaking down. What happened if you bought gold in 2010? What happened if you bought Bitcoin in 2010? Why most people missed both opportunities? And the uncomfortable truth about how money actually works in America. Because this isn't really about Bitcoin versus gold. It's about understanding the game before the game plays you. The first truth, your money was losing value the entire time. Most Americans think saving money is financially responsible. You work hard. You save. You avoid stupid purchases. You put money in the bank. Sounds smart, right? Except there's one problem. Your bank account is basically a melting ice cube. In 2010, the average US savings account paid around 0.1% interest. Inflation? Roughly 2%. That means even though your money looked safe, your purchasing power was shrinking every single year. Slowly, quietly, invisibly. It's financial death by mosquito bites. You don't notice it day to day, but over a decade, it's brutal. $100 sitting in cash in 2010 bought more groceries, more gas, and more rent than it does today. And the system is designed that way. Banks want your money sitting there. Why? Because they take your deposits and lend them out at much higher interest rates. Your savings account gets crumbs. The system gets the cake. Then came gold, humanity's ancient safety blanket. Now let's talk about gold. Gold has been humanity's emotional support metal for like 5,000 years. Empires collapse? Buy gold. War breaks out? Buy gold. Aliens invade? Honestly, probably still buy gold. Gold feels safe because it's tangible. You can hold it. It's shiny. Your grandfather trusts it. And in 2010, gold was booming after the financial crisis. People were terrified of banks, terrified of inflation, terrified of the economy. So if you invested $100 into gold in 2010, today, depending on timing, you'd roughly have around $180 to $220. Not bad. You beat inflation, you protected purchasing power, you survived. Gold did exactly what gold is designed to do. Preserve wealth. Not create insane wealth, preserve it. That's the key difference most people miss. Gold is financial armor, not a rocket ship. Then there's Bitcoin, the internet's chaos goblin. Now let's talk about the weird orange coin. In 2010, Bitcoin was basically internet monopoly money for programmers and libertarians. One Bitcoin traded for pennies. Pennies. At one point, someone famously spent 10,000 Bitcoin on 2 pizzas. Today, those pizzas would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine explaining that to your therapist. Now here's where things get absurd. If you invested $100 into Bitcoin in 2010, depending on the exact date, that investment could have turned into millions of dollars. Not thousands, millions. And suddenly, every finance bro on YouTube starts yelling, "See, Bitcoin changes everything." But hold on, because this is where people rewrite history. Very few people actually held Bitcoin that entire time. Why? Because Bitcoin is psychologically violent. It's not just volatile financially, it attacks your emotions. Bitcoin has crashed over 70% multiple times. Imagine turning $100 into $10,000, then watching it fall to $2,000. Most people would panic. Most people did panic. People love talking about Bitcoin millionaires. They don't talk enough about the people who sold too early, lost passwords, got hacked, or emotionally folded during crashes. The real challenge wasn't buying Bitcoin. The real challenge was surviving Bitcoin. The third truth, most people don't actually want high returns. They want certainty. That's why people cling to savings accounts, overpriced insurance products, and financial gurus promising easy passive income, because uncertainty feels terrifying. And the financial industry knows that. Banks sell safety. Investment firms sell hope. Influencers sell dreams. Everybody gets paid when you feel either afraid or greedy. That's the business model. And honestly, the 3 years to financial freedom crowd might be the most dangerous of all. You've seen the thumbnails. Turn $500 into passive income fast. Quit your job with this one investment. Retire by 35. What they don't show you: the crashes, the sleepless nights, the losses, the taxes, years nothing happens. The emotional pressure of uncertainty. Real wealth building is usually boring. That's the dirty secret. Slow investing, risk management, emergency saving, long-term thinking. Nobody clicks on that thumbnail. So, Bitcoin or gold? Here's the answer nobody likes. They solve different problems. Gold protects wealth. Bitcoin attempts to multiply wealth. Gold is stability. Bitcoin is volatility. Gold says, let's survive inflation. Bitcoin says, let's fight the entire financial system. And depending on your personality, one of those probably sounds insane. Maybe both. But the bigger lesson here isn't really about choosing sides. It's understanding risk. Because the people who survived financially over the last decade weren't necessarily the smartest. They were the people who understood what they owned and why they owned it. That matters more than hype. The final truth, most financial decisions are emotional people. Think investing is math. It's not. It's psychology. Can you stay calm when markets crash? Can you avoid panic selling? Can you ignore hype cycles? Can you hold something unpopular for years? That's the real game. And honestly, if you invested $100 into Bitcoin in 2010 and held until today, you probably wouldn't just be rich. You'd be weird, because everyone around you would have told you to sell years ago. Meanwhile, gold owners slept better at night. That matters too. Money is emotional. Security is emotional. Freedom is emotional. So maybe the real question isn't which investment performed better. Maybe the real question is, what kind of pain can you personally survive? Because every investment comes with pain. Gold hurts your excitement. Bitcoin hurts your sanity. Cash hurts your future purchasing power. Pick your pain carefully. And that's the strange truth about money in America. The system constantly pushes you toward comfort, consumption, and short-term thinking. But the people who build real wealth usually learn one thing. Understanding the rules matters more than chasing the hottest asset. So now, I want to ask you, if you had $100 in 2010, would you honestly have bought Bitcoin? Or would you have chosen gold and slept peacefully at night? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more breakdowns on money, psychology, and the hidden incentives shaping your financial decisions.